What's up, guys? Welcome back. So as Satoshi said in the live stream, the market had a bunch of nachos yesterday, and today it's taking a ferocious dump because, as you guys are probably aware of, NASDAQ is down over 4%, SPY is down about 3%, and then the Dow Jones around 2%. So everything is selling off ferociously, which, don't be worried, is actually a great time to enter some swing trades. So today I want to focus a little bit about CLSK. I know you guys are probably like, CLSK, Alex, this company just took a bigger dump than the whole entire market. But let me tell a little bit about why I think CLSK could be a potential phenomenal swing trade. And before we talk about CLSK, I'll review EARS. It's the only small cap that I actually ended up day trading today. It wasn't really a hot small cap kind of day, which is kind of unusual. I thought today was going to be a hotter day, especially with large caps selling off so much. And then last thing, my good friend Matthias in Berlin came out with a pretty ridiculous video today. I just watched the whole thing myself. If you guys like Berlin, if you guys have checked out some of the clubs over here, or if you guys just like seeing some reaction videos, definitely go ahead and check it out. I think you will get a nice little kick out of it.
I'm here with my good friend Alex, who's also a clubbing veteran in Berlin. Yeah, he has a lot of experience as well. I went through thousands of Berlin club reviews.
I dropped the quick little link somewhere here to Matthias's channel if you guys want to check it out, Radical Living. Ooh, I think I just got some hair in my mouth. All right, guys, let's go to the charts now. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoy the content. If you're totally new here, what are you doing? Subscribe. I would love to have you join the community. It's like Wall Street bets, but more sustainable. All right, guys, let's go to the charts. All right, guys, so welcome back. Let's try to see how fast we can get through all this. So right now, I only traded EARS for the day. Today was really not a small cap trading day, at least for my opinion, at least for what I look for. And because today wasn't really a super attractive small cap day, and actually if you see this, the market right now, the NASDAQ's down 4%, SPX is down 2.6, and Dow Jones almost down 2%. It's a very, very big red day today. All of our growth stocks are down except kind of the shadier ones, American Airlines and Carnival Cruise Lines. Not really shady, but I would say the entertainment industry, the cruise lines, travel companies, airlines, they're kind of up today a little bit. But all the other classic kind of growth stocks are not. And then the small caps, these are all typically green on days where the market's selling off quite a bit. So usually you would see a little bit more activity on a day like today, but it was really kind of disheartening. Pre-market, there was just absolutely nothing moving. It wasn't until EARS popped up on our watch list a little bit later, around 8 o'clock or like 8:10 or something like that. But it very quickly became a ticker that I kind of was very hesitant about trading, and it'll probably make a lot of sense why. So let's quickly go back here a little bit. Let's zoom in on EARS. And yeah, actually, I'm pretty happy today ended green because today I was down like $100 after 3 trades on EARS. It was, gapping up quite nicely, but then around 1.46, 75% up, it started not being able to hold its highs. And if you look on the daily chart, kind of no surprise here. It's around the 5-minute chart. On the daily chart, very rough long-term chart. And then if you just zoom in here, there's this kind of like 1.3 to 1.35 to kind of this $1.4 zone that we've not really been able to break out. So we knew that this is going to be big time resistance here. But with a 4 million float, this is a company with spikeability plus nothing else really moving in the small cap world today at first pre-market. So this was the #1 lead gapper that everyone was probably looking at, which did give me some confidence. There's also KCAC, but it was a lot more questionable of a ticker. So small cap wise, EARS was definitely there. Not to mention EARS, where is this one now up here? I think it totally fell off. Anyway, 4 million float, Bermuda Biotech, positive phase 2 study, so great catalyst there. Yeah, anyway though, I was having a hard time trading this one. So I missed this move to the upside. I didn't see anything from like 7 to 8 o'clock. So I don't know what I was doing. I like left. I was kind of doing some other things around the house. I was like, maybe we'll see something by like 8:30. So that's pretty much what happened. Around like 8:30 or 8:45, I come back, I see EARS, and I'm like, oh man, I can't believe I missed this one. But then we started getting some volume back in here, and we tried to pop back above VWAP. I actually tried to buy the pullback back to VWAP and then look for a continuation. We didn't get that, and I quickly closed this one. So that was my first loss. Not a big deal. Small. Actually, the position size was a little bit bigger, but percentage-wise, it was a very small loss. I just quickly, saw it didn't work out, and I closed it. I try to actually buy my second trade right here. I tried to buy this dip, but I kind of prematurely bought here on the pullback, and then we didn't get the nice follow through back above VWAP that I was looking for. So I ended up closing this one for more or less break even, took another tiny small loss on this one. And then again, I tried to buy this kind of double bottom area here. And again, like, you know, I don't know what it was. I was just totally off my game. Like, I think EARS was actually a pretty clean ticker. Somehow I just constantly traded it wrong, which was a little bit annoying. You guys saw this one, this trade here, this pullback trade, kind of the same situation as this one. I was looking for a quick pullback after a nice volume breakout, but again, we didn't get the follow through here, so I quickly closed this one out. This was luckily a small win. I noticed that there was very, very small amount of continuation here. It was just looking a little bit weak. We didn't have a lot of momentum. So I was just like, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm going to just take my small, like 2 cents a share profit on this one, which was still like 20 bucks. It was a small position size, but still, I walked away with 20 bucks. You know, kind of pushing me at least a little bit in the right direction. We had a giant breakout here on the open, went around like 9% or so, but then flushed right back down. In just 2 minutes, we were down 16%. So I was like, ears, you really want to be careful with this one. I was thinking we might have some big support right here between 115 and 119, mainly because this was a former bottom here. So it was just a little bit of a double bottom. And we did get a nice little pop back here to the upside, 5%. And I try to get as much of this as possible. My entry was a wee bit late. I wanted my original entry right around here at like 116. I got the first one at 116, but the second fill was at 117. And then I sold fairly quickly here on the 9 EMA. Usually on a red to green move, I would look for a break of the 90-minute EMA and a break past the VWAP. But again, volume right here wasn't as high as I was hoping for. And also, if you're watching the order book, it was just not as weak. It was just like a lot of sellers just sitting there. So remember, we always check the daily. We know that there's a lot of resistance here. So you want to kind of give it a chance to prove itself first. And I'm not trying to, you know, guess if it's going to do it or not. I'm going to take my nice little base hit. Not to mention, I'm already in the red. So I want to at least, you know, start going in the right direction first. This actually would have been a good size trade to size up on a little bit. This trade right here, we dipped down to 111. This was actually kind of sad because I had a limit order ready to go on any sort of break of 110. I was a little bit too conservative. This would have been a really nice little move to the upside. I don't think I would have got all of this, but I definitely would have got a 9-minute EMA return, and maybe I would have even held to VWAP. I don't know. You know, this one just sold off so many times, so I never really felt comfortable getting on this one, especially after seeing this flush. I was too nervous about being stuck in another flush, and that's ultimately what happened. A little bit of a slower flush, but in 3 candles, you know, we dipped all the way back down. I got a nice little bounce trade on here. This was a very small base hit, and then one more small base hit here on EARS. Just constantly, you know, taking some profits when I had them. I never really felt super comfortable, so I used smaller size the rest of the day. I could have probably used a little bit bigger size, made a bit more money, but I don't know. I wasn't feeling that super comfortable. One ticker though, I do want to talk about today is CLSK. And I know CLSK really fell off a cliff today. And a lot of people are probably a little bit disheartened, but CLSK is something that I would want to look into for a possible swing trade. It has a 16 million float, really kind of nice on the lower end. It's a ticker that could definitely move very quickly. I'm not the biggest fan of usually buying in these high areas, but CLSK has a lot of very positive news, and it's a bit of a turnaround story more than a typical small cap, I would kind of feel like. So typical small caps, you know, we know these companies are kind of going to zero on average, and they don't really have more than a 1 day, maybe a 2 day runner on kind of some like fluffed up news. Might be a kind of bit of a pump and dump, but CLSK, this has been a multi-month runner here, and now it's having a big pullback today, kind of along with the rest of the market, so no real surprise. And something that really grows my confidence in CLSK is the fact that, you know, it had a huge, it had a huge sell-off, and that's what I wanted to say, with very low volume. To me, that really allows me to be a little bit more confident that, and tells me, you know, there's not a lot of people interested in this sell-off. There's not a lot of investors that are selling right now. This is just an overextended play based on the overall market. And There's been a lot of good information about this company. Quick little recap though. USA, it's a USA company, software infrastructure company. They're located in Utah, and they've been around since 1987. And usually when I would see a long-term chart like this, I get very disheartened. I'm like, okay, well this, this stock is, it's had its glory days, and now it's just having these little spikes off the bottom. But they've been doing a lot of kind of interesting stuff, at least stuff you could kind of get behind. So EVs, electric vehicles, they've been, all over the markets, from NKLA to Blink to, oh my God, honestly, the list goes on and on. The Chinese company that recently IPO'd, I don't know. I don't even need to bother talking about all the different EV companies. But CLSK, they do a lot of interesting work with batteries, and they recently, I think September 1st, it was brought to at least my attention, but they had a Tesla partnership where they manufacture the batteries that are going to be used in just all around, I think Costa Rica specifically, into the municipals there. So they're going to be working on their energy grid, and then they're manufacturing the Tesla batteries that are going to be used for that. So really nice partnership kind of deals. They had some interesting acquisitions. It seems like this company is, doing a lot of steps in the right direction. Now, it is a little bit momentarily overextended, and typically I wouldn't be buying in these highs, but on a big pullback like this, on a nice multi-month runner, I actually start getting a little bit more interested in a ticker like this. So one more thing based on technicals, and that's pretty much purely how I day trade, is we actually had a former shoulder here roughly at like roughly at $13. And if you go back here, this is kind of a key zone. And what I really always look for is kind of a break of these key zones, and we kind of had it here. We had it a little bit of a fake out, but at least we went higher. So it shows that there's actually very good momentum here. There wasn't just some big sellers waiting here at 12.5, and then we never really broke past that. I mean, clearly there was big sellers waiting there, but we were able to chip a little bit higher. That gives me a little bit of confidence that, okay, well maybe we're going to actually see a little bit of a next move, maybe into the 16s, 18s, 20s. So any sort of these bigger dips are definitely buying opportunities, in my opinion, on a ticker like CLSK. So I will be looking to swing trade CLSK. I wanted to day trade it actually today because I knew $8 was big support. Unfortunately, literally, as I was talking about that, I was like mixed between the chat room and a few other things, and I missed both of these dips here to CLSK at 7.8. So right now I have a limit order here at 7.8, looking for a dip in this area, but I would love to pick up a swing trade. I really do think we could at least have kind of a little bit of consolidation here, and then maybe a move back to $9. I think that's very likely. If we don't do that, I think we're going to see some huge support around $7, because this was a former resistance zone, which is going to be a new breakout zone, or a retest area. And that's, you're risking around 12% in this area if you enter around $8. So it's not like the best risk reward right now, but I think for a very short-term trade, I think it could be quite interesting, and I wouldn't mind averaging down into a swing trade with CLSK. So this is one ticker I'm going to be looking at. Again, right now the market just kind of started selling off here, and I do think that a lot of these tickers are overextended. I think the whole market has been overextended. I've been saying that before the March crash, and now it's even up higher. So I don't know. I just always think everything's overextended. So I'm a little bit pessimistic overall, and I think you guys probably understand that if you're in the streams. But that helps me usually to have better risk reward, because I just typically avoid certain things. So CLSK, I do see good opportunities here. I'm a little bit upset that I missed both these dips. They were so obvious, but I don't know. It is what it is. I would love to jump on CLSK. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this ticker. What are some of your fun facts on CLSK? I would love to know. What are some of your targets, and what would be some really good entries? I would just like to know a little bit more about your kind of experience with this ticker. But overall, I'm pretty excited about it. I think we have a lot of swing trades that are getting really interesting at this area. I just bought a little bit more of space in our swing portfolio here at like 1630 or 1640. I averaged down a little bit. My God, honestly, the opportunities are endless right now. Even with Lemonade, hit like $50. Jesus, there's just opportunities left and right. Right now, everything's a fire sale. So like times like these, you got to really think, you know, what should I be buying into right now? And, you know, how much lower are we going to go? And it doesn't even matter, because if you're buying in your investment account, this is a great time to just kind of average down a little bit, or, you know, pick up things at a discount. If you're swing trading, you can find some really good opportunities right now. You just got to understand, if you're swing trading, you want to be a little bit quicker, right? So if there's a nice little pullback to the upside, maybe it's not the time to look for that multi-month run, because maybe we're already overextended and we had the multi-month run. So right now we're in that kind of territory where you might see a nice little 10% pop to the upside, but you want to be taking some profits. And just to kind of hit that point home a little bit, we were trading, oh God, what was this ticker? Hold on, I just kind of forgot here a little bit. Okay, VXRT, I just remembered I had to actually look it up. I kind of forgot. Too many tickers in my head right now. VXRT, you know, this is a classic example of a kind of pullback swing trade that I was looking for. So VXRT had a giant sell-off here, and then you know, I noticed that 5 to 5.5 was huge support and resistance, multi-month key support and resistance. I knew that 180-day moving average tends not to be reached, and we tend to have little bounces before that. So what I did, I started accumulating some VXRT, and let me actually just go to maybe the 5-minute chart here. I started accumulating some VXRT in anticipation that there was going to be a reversal back above $6. Now, I absolutely butchered this one. I'm a little bit ashamed of myself. Let me go to the $25,000 account, which is a swing trade account. So I averaged here a little bit, around 523, and then I bought again here at 483, and I was looking for that break above $6. We actually got the break above $6, but I was no longer online, and this is a fatal mistake I made, and I just want to talk about this very quickly here, because I talked about it in the live stream. I just want to cement it home one more time. Always set an ideal sell limit order. So, and I almost always do this. VXRT, I forgot it this time. And of course, every time you forget something, it tends to like play out almost perfectly. So VXRT, what I usually do is I was looking for a move above $6, right? That was my thesis. And I wanted to take profits in $6. Now, I didn't think it was going to happen right away. I thought it was going to happen maybe in the next day or 2 or 3 days. So I wasn't very aggressive or, you know, agile on just, you know, putting my my sell limit order in place already. So I usually like to take profits around former resistance points, and it looks like here between 660 and I would probably say around 618 is big former support and resistance. You can kind of see we have a little bit. I'll just draw some lines quickly for you guys, right here and right here. So you can see we had a base here, we dipped under that, and then we had a retest here, right? That's why I love these zones. So I know that kind of like this 660 area is big resistance. So I probably would have looked to take my profits and put my limit orders probably somewhere before 660. And knowing myself, I probably would have done it before 6.5. I probably would have done it somewhere between, you know, 6.3 and 6.4. I probably would have set an ideal sell limit order. So that would have been a beautiful, beautiful trade. I think my average price was right around like I don't know, let's just say it's like 5.7. That would have been a beautiful 20% or 30 or 25% trade, depending on, you know, what actually would have happened. And it would have been totally hands off. Unfortunately, you know, when I logged back online and right before the market closed, I saw all the comments. I saw you guys in the Discord chat. I'm like, oh my God, VXRT went to $7. What? I checked it, and now it was back at $5.50. I didn't want to hold it overnight because that was the move I was looking for. I'm not looking for a secondary move. I'm just looking for that one move, and it happened, and I missed it. So I was like, that's so painful. I'm going to have to close it here. I closed here at 5.5. Now, I still made a nice chunk of change on this ticker. It's not like I'm crying and I went broke or whatnot. It's just like, you know, you have rules and you have these kind of lessons and these things that happen that, you know, you tweak your trading to make you a better trader. And it's always kind of upsetting when, like, I know to set ideal stop limit orders or ideal profit-taking limit orders. And, you know, this time I didn't do it, and I was reminded why that's something that I do, because that, you know, would have been a perfect execution right there. So, yeah, right now, guys, things are on fire sale. It's a great time to pick up some swing trades. You just got to remember, don't hold a swing trade too long. Take your profits, and don't let a quick swing trade turn into a bad investment, or don't let a day trade turn into a bad investment. So always keep that in mind. There's a big difference between day trading, swing trading, and investing. And right now, I think swing trades could be very good. And I think maybe in 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, I think investments could be on Fire Sale Central, and I think it'd be a great time to increase your investment account. That's everything for this video, guys. Hopefully you gained some knowledge out of it. Don't forget to drop a like if you did. Consider subscribing if you're totally new here. I would love to see you guys again and join the community. It's on fire. See you next time. Ciao, ciao.